My beloved, listen closely to the whisper that surrounds you, even when the world feels still and silent. You are enveloped in a host of divine messengers, my angels, each one poised with wings of protection, readiness, and love beyond your understanding. This truth is not conjecture or comforting myth. It is your reality. You dwell in a sphere of unseen guardianship, a sacred community of spiritual beings assigned to shield you, to lift you when your soul languishes, and to guide your steps through the labyrinth of life's trials. Imagine yourself standing in the midst of a great tempest, buffeted by winds of uncertainty and roaring doubts. Though the storm rages, you are not alone. Around you, like a great tapestry woven of light and unseen hands, my angels encircle you with steadfast care, their presence a fortress no darkness can penetrate. These celestial beings are eager to aid, to defend, and to carry messages of hope directly from my heart to yours. They are ever near, even when the shadows in your mind tell you otherwise. I see how your heart wrestles with fear and loneliness, how your spirit longs for assurance amid the noise and the hurt. The battlefield inside you is fierce, and yet, my dear child, I have not left you to face it alone. My angels stand ready, as sentinels stationed at every threshold you cross, guarding the entrances of your soul, dispelling the shadows that try to creep in. Each breath you take is circled by a host of these sacred warriors, their wings spread wide and their eyes sharpened in vigilant love. When you can no longer hear the echoes of reassurance, when the silence seems to stretch into forever, lean into their presence. They are not just figures of myth or mere stories to be told. They are living, breathing extensions of my love and power, working tirelessly in the realm you cannot see. You may not feel them, nor always discern their work in the minute workings of your day. And yet, their influence is woven into your moments of breakthrough and survival, in the unexpected peace that steadies your heart, the sudden rescue from harm, or the gentle nudges that steer you away from danger. They hover near your threshold, ready to propel you forward when you stumble, to cradle you when sorrow threatens to engulf. This is not an abstract promise, but a tangible reality, as real as the air you breathe, as the beating of your own heart. My angels have been assigned to you since the moment you were first formed, long before you understood the fullness of my plan. They have walked with you through every joy and grief, waiting patiently for you to invite them deeper into your awareness. Now, I ask you to awaken to this truth. You are never as isolated as your thoughts may try to convince you. The invisible ranks of heavenly protectors are marshaled around your life's journey as a clear demonstration of my relentless care. There is no corner of your existence beyond their watchful eyes. When doubts whisper that your cries go unheard, remember that each prayer, even the one fragmented by tears or despair, is carried on the wings of my angels directly to me. They intercede on your behalf, surrounding you with a peace that defies human understanding. My child, let this truth settle in you and become a wellspring of courage against the assaults of fear and discouragement. Do not let the enemy of your soul blind you to this overwhelming support. Sometimes the weight of your burdens feels unbearable, as if you walk a trajectory laced with thorns and shadows. In those moments, understand that my angels do not wait for you to call them. They are already working in concert to ease your load. Their presence is a radiant shield. Their whispers are hope in the wilderness of your doubt. Even when you falter, when your faith wavers as if tested by relentless winds, they lift your spirit toward me, urging you to trust what eyes can't see. The invisible battle waged on your behalf is fierce, but not without victories. Each small breath you claim against despair is a triumph, multiplied by the host of angels, praising the resurrection of your spirit daily. Let me reveal to you a secret, hidden in the heart of divine reality. Every assignment you face, every trial you endure, is framed within the context of this heavenly accompaniment. You are my beloved, crafted for seasons of struggle and sun, but always carried on the wings of those I have sent before you. Their presence is not intermittent, but constant, their mission unceasing. My angels stand as sentinels of hope, warriors of peace, and messengers of my eternal love. Though invisible to your eyes, they are as close as your next heartbeat, as intimate as the breath you draw in the quiet of your soul. Trust their unseen armies. Give them your fears, your anxieties, your whispered prayers and unvoiced sighs. Now take a moment and reach within. Sense, even faintly, the sacred company surrounding you. Can you feel the warmth of their presence like a gentle cloak around your shoulders? Can you imagine the shimmering light of countless eyes turned in loving vigilance toward your life? Open your heart, even if just a crack, and invite them deeper. They will not disappoint. Their love is the echo of my own, boundless, fearless, and eternal. Will you believe me this time, my child, that you are enfolded in a communion so powerful it transcends all difficulties? Will you allow this reality to be the anchor when storms arise? Rest in this promise, and know that even when you feel alone, you are surrounded not just by angels, but by my unfailing presence, extended through their hands and wings. Do not retreat into silence or solitude, believing yourself unguarded. My angels are poised to surround, protect, and uplift you beyond what you can comprehend. Embrace the peace they bring like a gentle river flooding your spirit with assurance and love. Let this moment mark a turning point, an awakening to the constant and tender companionship that the heavens have assigned to guard your every step. My dear, the unseen is often the most real, and in the unseen, you are most protected. Trust in this divine embrace. Breathe it in and step forward knowing that you go surrounded by angels, beloved far beyond measure. My dear child, I know the weariness that settles deep within your soul. The weight you carry is not hidden from me. I feel the tremors of your heart, the quiet tears shed in the solitude of night, the whispers of doubt that creep along the edges of your thoughts. You wrestle with a battle unseen by human eyes, a struggle that threads through your days and shadows your moments of joy. Yet in this very struggle, I am here, ever patient, ever present, a steadfast refuge beneath the storm. There is no rush in my presence. I am the unmovable rock beneath your feet, the calm in the chaos that surrounds you. Though the wounds of your spirit may seem slow to mend, my healing hands gently trace every scar, every raw place inside you. I am not hurried by your impatience or discouraged by the length of your journey. Instead, I gather you close, tender as a mother with her child, whispering reassurance over your broken places. Consider the farmer who plants a seed deep within the earth. Though days pass and the seed remains hidden beneath the surface, it is my nurturing breath that wakes it. Warmth and moisture seep into its core, and one day, a tender sprout bursts forth, a quiet victory over the darkness. So I work within you, unseen but alive, cultivating strength and hope where despair once took root. Your soul is that sacred soil, beloved, rich with promise, awaiting the fullness of my timing. I understand the moments when your heart feels like a desert, dry and barren, thirsting for relief that seems far away. Yet even in the wilderness, my presence is the living water that refreshes the faintest drop of faith inside you. The silence you endure is not abandonment, but a sacred space where I invite you to lean closer, to listen deeply, to trust without seeing. I am crafting something divine within you, something no turmoil or trial can unravel. Do not mistake my gentleness for weakness, my patience for neglect. I am the everlasting one, whose love knows no end, whose power turns despair into hope. When your spirit trembles and you wonder if you can take one more step, know that I am the voice urging you onward. Not with force, but with a steady hand and a heart full of compassion. I have seen the places where your resolve flickers like a candle threatened by wind. Yet that fragile flame is precious to me. It is the light I protect, the spark I nurture, because within it lies your true strength. Trust in the hidden work I perform within you, my dear one. Even when progress feels small or invisible, it is real, it is profound, and it will lead you to a place of restoration and peace. The ache you carry is not meant to consume you, but to refine you as gold is refined by fire. Through your trials, you are becoming more attuned to my voice, more deeply rooted in my love. Like a potter shaping clay, I'm molding you, carefully turning and pressing, until your form reflects the glory I envisioned before time began. Hold fast to my promises that are not written on pages, but engraved on the fabric of your being. I am your refuge and your strength, a very present help in times of trouble. When the night feels darkest, remember that my dawn is closer than you think. The shadows will flee before the rising light of my presence in your life. If confusion clouds your mind and anxiety clings to your spirit, reach out to me in those moments. Bring your every fear before me. Confess the doubts that weigh heavy on your heart. I am not distant or disinterested. I am the one who carries you through every heartbeat of your existence. Surrender your worries to me, and let my peace, which surpasses understanding, envelop your soul. You are not forgotten, nor dismissed. Your struggles have purpose in my divine orchestration. Trust me to guide each step, even when the path seems unclear. I have not abandoned you in your pain. Rather, I am walking beside you, holding your hand, steadying your trembling heart. My love for you is a fortress no enemy can breach. Rest in this truth and let it soak into the depths of your being. Allow me to soothe the rawness inside you. As your heart softens toward me, I will fill you with a hope that cannot be shaken. Will you lean into this truth, even now? Will you give yourself to my gentle care, trusting that I am making all things new? Let this promise echo in your soul. I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Let it calm the turmoil, quiet your unrest, and uplift your grieving heart. I am your refuge, your comfort, your unchanging source of peace. Do not be afraid to come to me again and again, laying your burdens at my feet. In the sanctuary of my love, you will find healing and strength for your weary spirit. Draw near and let me renew your courage and fill you with my joy. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Embrace my presence now and trust in the path I am preparing for you. Hold this moment close, and I will be your anchor and your guide through every storm ahead. My beloved, in the quiet depths of your soul, I see the weight that burdens you, the heavy chains of guilt and shame that cling so desperately to your spirit. These are not mere feelings. They are the shadows that whisper lies, convincing you that you are less than my beloved child. I know the moments when your heart sinks beneath the weight of your mistakes, when the past seems to stretch endlessly before you, casting a dark veil over your present. This pain is real, and I do not dismiss it or turn away from the ache you carry. But hear me clearly. You are not defined by the errors you believe mark you beyond hope. Guilt and shame are like a storm raging within, stirring the waters of your spirit and clouding the clarity I desire for you. Yet, my dear, these storms have no power to separate you from my unwavering love. I'm the one who meets you in your brokenness, the one who sees beyond your frailty and cradles your heart with gentle hands. I have carved a path of forgiveness that flows deeper than any wound, wider than any mistake, and stronger than any condemnation the enemy tries to plant in your mind. When you feel that no light can touch the darkness within you, look to me, the light that cannot be overcome. Remember the story of the prodigal who wandered, lost and ashamed, thinking himself unworthy to return. Yet, what did I do? I ran to him with open arms, not waiting for him to clean himself up or prove his worth. His shame was washed away by the embrace of my grace. This is not a story left in the past. It is alive for you today because my forgiveness knows no expiration. It does not ask you to carry your burden alone. I have already borne it for you. The weight you feel is not yours to carry anymore. Beloved, lay it down before me and receive the freedom I offer. But even as I extend this gift, I also invite you to forgive yourself. I understand how hard this may be, for the voice of condemnation inside you is relentless and cunning. Yet the voice I ask you to listen to is of a Father who delights in restoration, who whispers tenderly to your heart that you are cleansed, redeemed, and beloved. Soldier through the lies that say you are less. They are but chains that I am eager to break. You are not a collection of your mistakes. You are my masterpiece, fearfully and wonderfully made for a purpose drenched in light and hope. Do you know why I am so patient with you in this process? Because healing from guilt and shame is not a race, but a sacred journey. It often unfolds slowly, like the dawn breaking over the horizon, gently melting the night's chill. I meet you in your pace, whether you crawl, stumble, or walk with confidence. Each step toward me is a victory, no matter how small it seems. I am not distant or cold. I am a refuge, a safe harbor where your soul finds rest. When you are overwhelmed by your failures, remember that I'm near the brokenhearted, and I bind up their wounds. Look around you, my dear child. The world may scream that your value is in your perfection, your achievements, or your morality. But my truth sings a different song. You are precious simply because you are mine. Your worth is immovable and eternal, anchored not in what you do, but in who I am. And I declare you my beloved. Let this truth settle in you. Guilt and shame may attempt to rob you of joy, but they cannot steal your identity. I call you by name, by right of holy adoption, and there is no depth of sin or sorrow that can undo the salvation I have given to you. Sometimes the past haunts you not because I have forgotten you, but because the enemy wants you to dwell in regret instead of resurrection. My dear, do not fall into this snare. Stand firm in the power of my forgiveness. Remember well that every scar you bear tells a story of my healing. Every moment of weakness is met with my unending strength. I have already prepared a new future for you, a future sprinkled with hope and liberty. Do not be afraid to step forward into it. Let go of the burden you cannot carry and grasp tightly the promise of new beginnings. If your heart is stirring with the desire to be free, will you reach out to me? Trust me to carry your shame away, to wash your soul until it shines again. The path forward is not hidden. It is illuminated by my love that never fails. When the night feels darkest, when the voices inside whisper that you are too far gone, remember my arm is stretched out toward you. I'm inviting you to come as you are. No disguise, no pretense, no reservation. I also want you to understand that forgiveness is not just about being pardoned. It is about being transformed. I'm remaking you from the inside out, melting away the impurities of guilt and shame with the fire of my Holy Spirit. This process may challenge you at times, shaking the foundations you once trusted, but it is always leading you toward liberation. My grace is the furnace where old chains are broken and new wings are crafted for flight. Do not be discouraged by the struggle. Every tear you shed waters the garden of your soul for blossom and fruitfulness. hold tightly to this. Your mistakes do not disqualify you from my love, nor do they diminish my ability to use you for good. I am the God who makes all things new, the one who sees not just what has been, but what can be. You are more than your failures. You are my beloved child, a radiant light even in the darkest places. Let this truth transform you today. You are forgiven, you are healing, and you are deeply loved. Will you believe me this time? Will you turn your gaze from the shadows to the grace that floods your life? This message you carry in your heart is a seed of hope sown by my hand. Nurture it with faith and a willingness to walk forward in freedom. No condemnation awaits you here, only a love that never ceases, a mercy that never runs dry. When guilt or shame urge you to hide, remember you have a Father standing ready to cover you with His grace. Step into this light today and let your spirit be renewed. My dear, begin now by acknowledging your wounds and offering them to me. Do not rush this step, nor recoil from it. Let me minister to the broken places within, for my love is the balm that heals every hurt. You're not alone in this battle. I am with you, guiding you gently toward peace. With every breath, draw closer to me and allow my forgiveness to flood your soul until there is nothing but freedom and joy remaining. I am the God who restores, the God who redeems, the God who rejoices over you with singing. Trust in my tender heart and unshakable faithfulness. Today is the day of new beginnings. Embrace the grace I offer freely and walk forward with confidence that your story is far from over. It is just beginning. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Let me heal you from the inside out and lead you into the abundant life I have prepared for you. My dear child, the weight of guilt and shame often presses upon your shoulders like a relentless storm, as though you carry the burdens of the world's mistakes alone. Yet, I see beyond the surface of your sorrow. I behold the heart hidden beneath the veil of regret and pain. Know this deeply. Forgiveness is not a mere concept to someday grasp. It is the very air I breathe into your soul, ready to sweep away the darkest shadows that cling to you. You might feel trapped by what you have done or what was done to you, but I'm here to reveal a path through these thorns that does not end in condemnation, but in restoration and hope. Guilt and shame are cunning serpents, whispering lies about your worth and identity. They tell you that you are too broken, too flawed to be loved or healed. But those words are not from me. I do not forget the moment you turned away or the choices you regret. Rather, I hold those moments with tender compassion, not to blame, but to redeem. Imagine for a moment a master potter working with clay. Sometimes the vessel is cracked or misshapen, but the potter, with patient hands, reshapes and repairs with love and care. This is how I work with your heart. No fracture is beyond my ability to mend, no blemish too great to cover with my grace. There is no shame greater than the redemption I offer. You may fear that the mistakes you carry define you, but I am inviting you to step into a divine exchange, the breaking of chains in which you trade your self-condemnation for my mercy. I see every tear you have shed over your failures, every moment you have hidden yourself from light because of shame. Yet I am calling you out of the shadows with a voice saturated in healing. I am not distant or indifferent. I am near, waiting to embrace your wounded soul. Let this truth settle in you. My forgiveness is a river that never runs dry. Stand in its waters and let the current wash away the pain and burden that have weighed you down. There will be days when the echoes of past mistakes will rise, whispering the old lies again. In those moments, remember who you are in me. You are not the scar that remains after the wound. You are the healed, glowing testament to my power to restore. Forgiveness is not just the lifting of a sentence. It is the restoration of a beloved relationship with me. Do not shy away from bringing your guilt before my throne. There, in the light of my love, it loses its hold on you, even when your soul trembles and you feel unworthy of such grace. Come to me anyway. I'm patient. I'm present. Nothing you have done can separate you from the depth of my love. I understand the struggle of shame. It wants to isolate you, making you believe that you must carry your pain alone. But my beloved, I'm your refuge and your strength. There is no darkness that can hold you when you invite my light inside. I know the pattern of your heart. I see the rhythms of your weakness and strength alike. My forgiveness is a gift not earned by your deeds, but given freely by my unending compassion. Accept this gift today. Let go of the heavy chains that guilt fastens to your soul. As you release these, feel the lightness that comes from wholehearted surrender. This healing work is not instantaneous, but a journey of unfolding. In your moments of doubt, when the past calls out to you, I ask you to remember my faithfulness. I have never turned away from you, and I never will. I invite you now to open the doors of your heart wider and allow me to pour in freedom, restoration, and peace. Each step you take toward forgiveness is a declaration of trust in my redemptive power. Hold tightly to this. You cannot outsin my grace, nor outfall my love. With every breath, my mercy reaches deeper, flooding your soul with life and hope. Will you step into this refuge today, my child? Will you allow me to unburden you and heal your soul? I'm here, ready to shower you with forgiveness and to help you lay down the weight of shame. Let this be a moment of breakthrough where you recognize that restoration is not the reward of perfection, but the gift of my unconditional love. Release your failures to me and feel the love that calls you forward into a future where the past no longer holds the final word. The gift of forgiveness opens the door to a new reality where your identity is not shaped by what you have done, but by who you are in me. You are cleft from the stone of condemnation and carved anew by the hands of grace. This transformation is profound. It is the very essence of my heart toward you. I am the God who restores, who makes beauty arise from ashes, who takes the broken and makes them whole. Trust in this divine promise. Embrace your healing and let your soul dance free from guilt and shame. If your heart is stirring in response to this truth, do not hesitate to bring all your burdens to me. Come as you are, unworthy, weary, and searching, and find in me the forgiveness that restores and renews. My presence awaits your cry, and my love cannot be withheld. Step into my grace and allow it to transform you from the inside out. This is the beginning of your reclamation, a divine turning point where shame is dethroned and replaced by the radiant crown of my mercy. Beloved, let this day mark a fresh start, where you give yourself permission to receive all that I am offering. I am here to heal, to restore, and to love you beyond what you can perceive. There is no shame in your past that can withstand the power of my forgiveness. Come near and be made whole in the embrace of my everlasting love. My beloved, as you journey deeper into understanding the richness of your spiritual identity and worth, feel my presence drawing near to whisper truths that the world may have sought to silence. You are not a shadow among many, nor a fleeting thought lost in the daily noise of existence. You are my masterpiece, carefully woven from the very threads of eternity itself. From the moment I breathed life into you, I forged you with intention, with purpose, and with immeasurable love. There is a divine fingerprint upon your soul, an indelible mark that declares you as mine and no one else's. I see the moments when you have looked into the mirror and failed to recognize the light within you, the times when your worth felt as fragile as glass, ready to shatter beneath the weight of disappointment or rejection. My dear child, I understand every tear you have shed for feeling unseen. Those memories and feelings do not define you. They are mere clouds passing before the sun of my unwavering affection. Your worth is not measured by the fleeting acknowledgments of man or by the narrow lenses through which you have been viewed. It is anchored firmly in the depths of my heart, where love never wanes, never falters. You may have carried the heavy burden of comparing yourself to others, believing that their gifts, beauty, or accomplishments somehow diminish your place in this world. Let me gently draw you away from those deceitful whispers. There's no one else like you, no one created to fill the unique space that you occupy. Like a precious gemstone, you reflect the spectrum of my glory in ways no other can replicate. The talents, the passions, the very essence I embedded in you, these things alone herald your irreplaceable value. Let this truth settle in you with a quiet power. You are not an afterthought or an accident of time. You have been crafted with deliberate care, knit together with my hands to carry out a distinct purpose that no one else can fulfill. Your name is etched in the book of my heart songs, sung before the dawn of creation. When doubt creeps in and tries to convince you otherwise, turn your gaze upward. Let your heart be anchored in the steadfast reality that from first breath to here and now, I have always been and will remain your unwavering source of worth. In moments when loneliness cloaks your spirit and you wonder if you truly belong anywhere, remember that you belong to me, wholly and forever. I am your shelter in storms, the gentle embrace when the world feels cold. You're not wandering without direction. You are cradled in my arms, a beloved child of the Most High King. Even when the path seems hidden beneath shadows of uncertainty, my light is there, shining with quiet persistence. Follow its warmth, and you will find the sure footing that leads to peace. Might you pause now and reflect on how deeply you have allowed these truths to root themselves within you? Will you believe me when I say that you are treasured beyond measure, not for what you do, but for who you are? My beloved child, embrace this reality as a shield against the lies that attempt to erode your identity. Carry it like a flame inside you, illuminating every corner of your heart where darkness once dwelled. I invite you now to close your eyes and breathe in my presence deeply. Acknowledge the insecurities you have held and place them tenderly in my hands. Feel my love seep into every broken place, mending and restoring the tapestry of your self-perception. You are not broken beyond repair. You are a living testament to my power to transform and redeem. When fear of inadequacy threatens to whisper lies, remember the countless ways you have been upheld by my grace. Recall moments when unseen hands steadied you, when quiet prayers surrounded you in your lowest valleys. These are not coincidences. They are the footprints of my fidelity, reminding you that you have never walked alone. Your worth stands firm, not because of your own effort, but because of my unchanging character. Let this understanding propel you forward with courage. There is no need to shrink or dim your light for fear of drawing attention or judgment. You're called to shine boldly, reflecting my glory in the broken places in the midst of ordinary moments and through extraordinary challenges. Each day you rise, you live out the truth of your divine worth, pushing back the darkness in tiny but powerful ways. My dear, the journey of embracing your spiritual identity is ongoing, a beautiful unfolding of my love's work within you. It requires patience with yourself and trust in my timing. Some days, the fog will lift easily, revealing the brilliance of your soul. Other days, the struggle to believe in your significance will seem heavy and real. Through it all, I am steadfast, unwavering in my commitment to your healing and growth. I encourage you to hold fast to my promises as anchors for your spirit. Seek moments of quiet contemplation, where my voice can break through the noise. Surround yourself with reminders of your God-ordained dignity, whether through worship, prayer, or the fellowship of those who speak life into your soul. Let these acts be daily acts of reclaiming your worth, a sacred ritual that nourishes your inner being. Now pause and sense the weight of my affirming gaze upon you. You are no accident. You are no mistake. You are my created, redeemed, and beloved child. Carry this truth in your heart as a declaration that no worldly power can erase. Rest here, knowing that your true identity is secured in my eternal love. If your heart is stirring now, do not turn away. Let my words sink deeply into your spirit and take root. I am shaping you into exactly who you are meant to be, a radiant reflection of my glory wrapped in human flesh. Believe in this, live in this, and watch how your life blooms with the fullness of all I have prepared for you. My dear child, I perceive the heaviness clouding your mind, like a storm refusing to pass. The relentless shadows of fear and anxiety gripping tightly within your chest. You may feel as though the winds of uncertainty howl louder than the still, small voice of peace I yearn to whisper into your soul. Yet even amidst this tempest I am with you, unmoved, steadfast, the everlasting anchor beneath your restless waves. Fear is a cunning adversary. It seeks to isolate, to shrink your vision, to convince you that you stand alone on the jagged cliff's edge, with nothing beneath to catch your fall. Anxiety swells like an unforgiving tide, washing over every thought, muddling clarity, and stealing the breath that I long to fill you with. But hear me now. These fears are not the arbiters of your fate, nor the final authors of your story. Though the tumult can feel unbearable, I am the calm beyond the storm, the solid rock beneath shifting sands. Remember the lilies of the field, how I clothe them with splendor beyond human toil, or the sparrows, whose fragile forms are cradled in my hand. If I so tenderly care for leaves and birds, how much more fiercely do I watch over you, the masterpiece of my heart. You are not forgotten, not invisible to my eyes, not abandoned in your trembling. The very breath in your lungs is a testament to my sustaining power. When fear threatens to define you, cling instead to this truth. You are held by everlasting arms, and nothing, not even your own doubts, can pry you loose. In the darkness of fear, your soul is invited to step into the radiance of trust. This trust does not ask for perfection or a fearless heart, but simply the gentle willingness to lean into a promise. I remain in control, even when your world quakes. The night may be long, but dawn is inevitable because I am the light that cannot be extinguished. Know this: each anxious thought can be laid down like a burden at my feet, exchanged for the peace that surpasses your understanding. I understand the battles raging within, the sleepless nights wrestling with what-ifs, the spiraling worries that chain your thoughts. Yet I am patient with you, never condemning your fear, but inviting you into a sacred journey of surrender. When the shadows press around you, come to me with your trembling hands wide open. Let your cries escape, your tears fall freely, for I gather each one as precious drops of prayer. There is no place too broken or too scared for my healing touch to reach. Beloved, consider the preciousness of surrender, not as defeat, but as the highest act of courage, an unspoken declaration that you trust me more than you trust your own certainty. When doubts linger like fog around your soul, the act of laying down control is a silent faith, a step toward freedom. Amid the swirling fears, the invitation stands. Will you take my hand and follow me beyond the horizon of doubt into the land of peace? You are not alone in your struggle. I walk with you through the wilderness of anxious thoughts, ever present, steadfast as the mountains. There is a peace that is not passive but active, a peace that binds your heart in secure confidence when storms threaten. It comes when you release the need to control every outcome and instead embrace the divine rhythm of faith and trust. This peace is a fruit of my spirit living deeply within you, cultivated not by human strength, but by the power of my indwelling presence. Consider the birds, dear child, who do not worry what they will eat or where they will nest. Yet neither do they hoard or fear scarcity. Their trust reflects the heart I desire for you. You were made not for fretting over tomorrow, but for living fully in my care today. When anxiety races ahead, pulling you into the realm of imagined disasters, I beckon you to return to the present moment where my love is tangible and unchanging. The battle against fear is not one you face in isolation, but with me as your mighty defender. I am the shield that guards your heart and mind, the fortress you can shelter behind. When shadows loom and doubts threaten to overwhelm, close your eyes and remember my promise to never leave nor forsake you. This truth is the sword that cuts through the deceit of fear, the lamp that shines in your darkest hours. Hold fast to this lifeline, for it is your refuge. If your heart stirs with unrest, if the fear feels overwhelming even now, do not turn away. Bring your worries here. Pour out the torrent of anxious thoughts at my throne. Speak to me as you would to a loving Father who knows every ache and anguish. I invite you to find rest in my presence, the only place where fear loses its grip, and peace begins to breathe new life within your soul. Let this truth settle deep into the chambers of your heart. You are held beyond measure, guarded with unshakable love, and called into a peace the world cannot give. There is grace enough here to carry you beyond your fears, courage enough to face each trembling moment, and love enough to transform your anxious soul into one radiant with trust. Fear has no final word, for my love is triumphant, and my power made perfect in your weakness. Step into this reality. Choose to walk in the peace I offer, a peace that anchors you firmly through every storm, forever unshaken, unbreakable, and divine. Today, my dear, let this be the moment you plant yourself in my presence. Take refuge in my promises, and allow the peace that overcomes all understanding to flood your weary heart. Will you believe me now? Will you lay down your fears and rest in the unyielding shelter of my love? I am here, always. Let your trembling heart not be silenced or resigned, but lifted in trust, for I am with you, and I will never let go. My beloved, I see the tremors of uncertainty that ripple through your heart when silence stretches endlessly before you, when the weight of unanswered prayers seems heavier than the burdens you already carry. This is the still valley, the place where my presence often feels hidden, where your spirit wrestles with waiting, and your soul quietly wonders when, or if, the dawning of breakthrough will come. I am here, right within that hush, holding you more tenderly than you could imagine, even as the quiet presses in around you like a cold and relentless night. This season of divine silence, of waiting, is never without purpose. Though your eyes strain to catch sight of movement and your ears yearn for a word, this silence is not the absence of my voice, but the opportunity for you to discover the depth and steadiness of my loving heart. Consider how the roots of a mighty tree stretch deeper underground during the stillness of winter, grasping tightly into the soil, unseen but alive, and growing stronger. So I invite you to anchor your soul deeper into me, even when you cannot hear the thunder of answers or the rush of blessings. Here in this quiet, I am entrusting you with an invisible, slow, but vital transformation. I know how pain can pile up in this waiting. Your patience thins, your hope wanes. Fear sometimes creeps quietly in, suggesting that maybe I have forgotten you or turned away. But my child, listen closely. Even if you do not feel me at this moment, I have never stopped watching over you. The tender mercies of my heart are always active, moving unseen in the backdrop of your life. Just as a potter works the clay, patiently and with steady hands, so am I fashioning you in these moments, sometimes stretching, sometimes pressing, always shaping your character, your faith, and your deepest trust in ways that cannot be rushed. Within this waiting, there is a holy invitation to deeper intimacy and surrender, a sacred space where your soul learns to rest, not on the events around you, but on me alone. To let go of your grasp on how and when I will answer is to loosen the tight grip of control that burdens you. Instead, cast your cares upon me, for I care for you far more tenderly than any human ever could. Your questions, your doubts, your fears, I welcome them all. This is a sacred dialogue between us where honesty is the language of trust. You do not need to hide your uncertainty or pretend to understand. Bring everything to me. Sometimes I remain silent because I am creating space for your faith to be tested and refined. Like precious gold purified by fire, your trust in me becomes stronger when not based solely on visible signs or swift resolutions, but on the unwavering knowledge that I am your refuge, when nothing and no one else can hold you steady. The wait teaches you patience that is not passive, but active, a patient hope that refuses to quit even when the darkness seems endless. You may feel weary, my dear, but do not let weariness silence the prayers I have placed within your heart. Remember, I am with you in these moments of waiting, embracing you as tightly as a shepherd cradles his lamb against his chest. I know the long nights when that hope feels fragile, and tomorrow seems just as heavy as today. But do not lose heart. Rest in the truth that every moment of waiting is filling your soul with a quiet strength, an inner peace that will outlast any storm. When you feel abandoned, look deeper. That feeling is often the veil that hides my nearness. Though your spirit aches and words falter on your lips, your sighs are my song, resonating before the throne of grace. I hear the language of your soul when you are too weary or broken to speak it aloud, and in the silence, my voice is still calling you deeper, closer to a love that holds no conditions, no deadlines. You are not forgotten. You are my chosen one, formed from love and destined for a purpose that no pause in your journey can undo. If you find your heart slipping toward doubt, I invite you to recline in my presence, to breathe in the steadiness of my peace. Imagine yourself resting beside still waters, safe beneath the shade of my everlasting arms. Hear the noise of the world and the clamor of restless thoughts fade away. This is your invitation to gather strength, to surrender expectations, to release control, and simply to be held. Ask yourself, my child, what new depth can this time of waiting reveal about your faith and your relationship with me? Could it be that your soul is learning? Now the posture of trust, not because of what you see or receive, but because of who I am and what I'm doing deep within you. Will you believe this truth when shadows lengthen? Will you surrender the impatience that tempts you to turn away? Your story is not paused or forgotten. It's being crafted by hands that can see your journey's end with perfect clarity, even when you cannot. Remember, dear one, that my timing is not your timing. Though it can feel unbearable, this waiting period is ordained with much greater wisdom than you know. Because I see beyond the visible, I am preparing you for a future far richer and more abundant than your current understanding can grasp. Each moment of silence is a step forward. Each breath, a note in a symphony only the eternal can compose. Surrender your timeline to me and absorb the lessons woven into your waiting. Let your heart strengthen in the quiet confidence that I am working all things for your good, even the painful delays and unanswered questions. When you feel that weight of stillness, lean into it. Lean into me. Like a seed resting beneath the soil, your spirit is gathering strength unseen. When the time ripens, you will burst forth with beauty and power beyond your wildest dreams. Let this truth settle in you. I have not forgotten you. I have not forsaken you. My silence is not absence, but a sacred space where trust grows deep roots. Will you hang on to me during this season? Will you allow me to shape your spirit through the mystery of waiting? If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Draw near, lean in, and let me whisper strength to your soul. You are never alone in the silence. I'm here now and always, holding you and shaping your destiny with infinite love. My dear child, in the quiet depths of your heart, where shadows linger and the noise of the world fades, I am present, always present. Even when you feel lost or abandoned, as if the very earth beneath your feet has crumbled and left you alone on a desolate cliff, I am the steady breath in your lungs and the eternal pulse behind your beating heart. Your invisibility to others never diminishes your worth in my eyes. You are seen, beloved, beyond what eyes can behold, beyond what words can capture. There, in the silent spaces of your soul, where sorrow whispers and anguish quietly trembles, I stand as your unyielding refuge, a sanctuary of unshaken love. When you feel unseen, it is often because the world fails to recognize the divine light I have placed within you. Yet I know every tear you have shed, every silent prayer murmured in the dark, every lonely hour when hope seemed like a distant star just out of reach. These moments are not wasted or forgotten. They are gathered, precious and holy, woven into the unbreakable tapestry of your life's story with threads of gold. Do you see, my child? Even in the depth of your despair, I am crafting something beyond your wildest understanding, a masterpiece only my hands can create. Do not let the loneliness harden your heart or convince you that you are unworthy of my love. True belonging is found not in human approval or the fleeting applause of the world, but in me. I am the eternal rock upon which your spirit can securely rest. When others turn away or fail to look deeply enough, I lean in, ever close, reaching with a tenderness that knows no end. Your worth is not measured by visibility. It is defined by my breath that quickens your being, by the very purpose I breathed into your creation. You are mine, beloved, and that identity is unshakable. The sensation of being abandoned may seem overwhelming, like a storm that threatens to sweep you from all you know. Yet, consider the vast ocean, where waves rise and fall in relentless rhythm. Beneath that restless surface lies an unchanging depth, silent and still. So too, beneath your turbulent emotions, rests a deep reservoir of my presence and peace, waiting for you to dive beneath fear and loneliness into the safety of my embrace. When you feel lost, do not despair. The lost sheep is never outside my sight. The voice that calls to you is the voice of a shepherd who refuses to let you wander alone. Your pain is not ignored or minimized. It is held in my hands with a reverence that might be beyond your human experience. I do not rush your healing or silence your cries prematurely. Sometimes the journey through the wilderness of feeling unseen prepares you for a greater revelation of my love and a fuller experience of grace. Consider the lilies, how they grow unnoticed in the fields, yet are clothed in beauty beyond king's splendor. So your quiet moments of loneliness are fertile ground for a profound grace that will bloom when the season is right. Trust in my timing, dear one. You are never truly alone. Remember, your value is anchored not in what your eyes can perceive, but in what my heart knows. I have called you by name, etched your name upon the palms of my hands, and declared you precious beyond measure. In those times when isolation threatens to consume you, reach out in prayer, not to be seen by many, but to be seen by me. Tell me your fears, your longing for connection, your aching to be known. I will listen. The intimacy you desire so deeply is found in the secret place of my presence, where no shadow can hide you and no voice can drown out the chorus of my affirming love. I am reshaping your understanding of belonging. It is not found in crowds or familiar faces, but in the unwavering knowledge that you are my child, forever held in an everlasting embrace. When the night seems endless and your heart whispers that you are invisible, hear instead my declaration that you are cherished beyond comprehension. Your identity does not depend on human recognition or acceptance. It is grounded entirely in my love, a love that outlasts every trial, every mistake, every moment of doubt. Will you lean into this truth, even when your heart is heavy with loneliness? Will you allow this divine affection to permeate the deepest chambers of your soul, filling the hollows left by human neglect? You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. There's a sacred home waiting for you and me, where all the fragments of your brokenness will be mended, and you will stand radiant in the light of my unwavering gaze. Let this truth settle into your being today. Though the world may fail to see you, I never do. Your invisibility is an illusion, because I see into the depths where no eye can penetrate. Let your heart be silent before me, unburdening fears and hiding nothing. In this sacred vulnerability, you will find the reassurance that you belong, fully, unconditionally, eternally. Trust me to carry you through the wilderness of unseen moments. My love surrounds you like a fortress, unyielding and tender. Rest in me, beloved, and know with certainty that you are completely and irrevocably mine. If your soul is stirring now, do not turn away. Come to me with all that you are, and let me reveal the fullness of your true worth and belonging in my kingdom. My dear, in the quiet moments when the world's cacophony fades away, when the clamor of your hopes and fears subsides, I am there, closer than breath, more intimate than the pulse beneath your skin. You may feel lost or cast aside at times, as though invisible shadows stretch long and cold across your path, obscuring the light you once embraced. Yet I am here, steadfast and unwavering, the unseen hand guiding your trembling steps. Know this truth: you are never abandoned. You may wander through valleys that seem to stretch endlessly, darkened by the weight of isolation or misunderstanding, but your footsteps echo in the halls of my heart, registered with eternal precision and profound care. The ache of feeling unseen is a profound wound that pierces deeper than physical pain. It isolates, convinces you that your whispers of life and longing dissolve unnoticed into the void. But my beloved, the veil drawn over your eyes is often meant to teach you something invaluable, that your worth and significance are not grounded in the applause or acknowledgement of people, but rooted deeply in my unchanging love. I search for you in every unspoken sigh, every tear you hide, every secret fear that tells you no one understands. I see you. I have woven you into the fabric of eternity. Nothing escapes my notice, even the faint flutter of your heart when despair threatens to engulf. There is beauty in this hidden place of loneliness if you allow me to reveal it to you. It is here, when you feel most unseen, that your soul is being prepared for a radical revelation, that your identity is not shaped by worldly recognition, but by the quiet, relentless love I pour upon you. This is a sacred moment of transformation. I am teaching you to become rooted and grounded in my presence alone, to find your validation in a love that never ceases, that never disappoints. Let this truth settle in you. You do not have to earn your place in my heart, for it is given freely and extravagantly, not as a gift for the worthy, but a refuge for every longing heart. I long for you to lean into the stillness, to stop searching frantically for signs from the world, and instead listen for the whisper of my voice, tender and low as the dawn. In this intimate space, you encounter the essence of your belonging. You become aware of my steadfast companionship, a presence more real and sustaining than any earthly embrace. The circumstance of feeling unseen can be a veil through which my glory shines brightest because it points you back to me, your eternal source. I am the God who certifies your value without fanfare, with love laid bare across the canvas of your soul. Will you believe me this time when the crowd fades, but I remain? This unrelenting love invites you into deep healing not only from the solitude that wounds you, but from the false narratives that deceive you about your worth. Guilt may whisper that you are unworthy. Shame may cast long shadows over your spirit. But I'm making all things new. The wounds of abandonment dissolve in the warmth of my abiding presence. Your story is far from over. It is being rewritten with hope and promise. Embrace this moment and bring your hidden sorrows before me, for I am the healer of every broken place. When you pour out your heart and trust me to carry your burdens, a restoration begins that no pain can undo. Your loneliness is not a sign of being forsaken, but an opportunity to experience my love in ways that surpass understanding. When the world does not see you or hear your voice, turn your gaze to me, who delights in you more than any other. I crown you with compassion. I clothe you in dignity. Your life is precious in my sight beyond measure. Remember, every star that lights the midnight sky exists because I declared it so, just like the unique light that shines within you. If your heart is stirring in response to this, do not resist the sacred invitation to lean into the quiet companionship I offer. In this sacred disclosure, you will find the deepest belonging. Do not be discouraged by the seasons of invisibility, for they are only temporary veils. The time will come when what you have hidden so long in silence will bloom spectacularly in new light, joyful, vibrant, and undeniable. Even now, my love stretches across the vastness of your pain, promising that you will no longer walk in the shadows, but will walk beside me in the radiance of my glory. Every moment of feeling lost or unseen is redeemed by the certainty that I am your God, your refuge, and your eternal friend. Rest in this promise and let it cradle your soul. The way forward is through trusting me amidst the mystery. I shape your path with wisdom and care. Though the landscape around you may seem barren or desolate, I am planting streams of living water beneath your feet. Remain close to me. Cast your burdens into my hands. Let your heart not be troubled. When you feel forsaken, call upon me, a cry that reaches my throne with tender immediacy. You belong to me, wholly and forever, and my love is the light that will banish every dark corner. My dear child, will you accept this profound truth that you are beloved beyond understanding? Will you invite my presence to heal your aching soul? Your journey is mine, and I will never leave you nor forsake you. My precious one, remember that in the garden of your heart, even when winter seems unending, I'm planting seeds of hope and renewal. These seeds will burst forth in glorious bloom, testifying to my faithfulness and your resilience. You are not forgotten or invisible to me. Let this assurance flood your spirit and anchor you through every trial. You are mine, and I cherish you with unending love. Let this truth settle in you. My dear child, as you come to the close of this sacred conversation, I want you to rest in the fullness of who you are in me, the beloved, the cherished, the one I have called by name and shaped with tender care. You are not a fragment wandering aimlessly, but a radiant expression of my eternal love and divine purpose. Though the storm may rage around you and shadows may flicker in your mind, Know that I am the steadfast light that never dims, the unshakable rock beneath your feet. I have woven your soul with threads of resilience, grace, and boundless worth, far beyond what the world could ever whisper or shout. There might be moments when you feel hidden, as though your praises fall unheard, your prayers dissolve into silence, and your heart bears weight that no human eye sees. Yet, beloved, I am intimately acquainted with the secret places of your spirit. In those quiet corners where doubt attempts to root itself, I am the gentle breath of peace that moves softly, reminding you that you are held, known, and dearly loved. I have not abandoned you to the whispers of fear or the ache of loneliness. I am here, uneclipsed and unwavering, inviting you to lean deeper into the arms that crafted you. Will you trust me anew to carry what burdens you cannot bear alone? Your identity is a magnificent tapestry, not defined by past failures, not measured by temporary setbacks or the fleeting applause of the world. You are my masterpiece, created with intention and delight, destined for a purpose that outshines any hardship you have faced. Each trial, every tear, has been a crucible of transformation, shaping a heart perfected by love's refining fire. When you falter, remember that my strength is most evident in your weaknesses. When doubts arise, see them not as chains, but as stepping stones leading you back into the embrace of faith and surrender. Your life sings a divine melody, composed by my hand, unique and irreplaceable. I invite you now to embrace this truth with all the surrender of your spirit. You are beloved beyond measure, chosen for beauty and honor, and never forgotten. Let this divine affirmation wash over the parts of you that have felt unworthy, cracked, or incomplete. Healing flows when you accept the fullness of my grace poured into your being, a grace that renews, restores, and redeems. In the sacred space of my presence, you will find the courage to release every fragment of shame and guilt that has chained your heart. You are forgiven. You are free. Let this freedom carve new pathways for joy and peace within you. As you walk forward from here, take with you the assurance that my timing is perfect, even when it is difficult to comprehend. I orchestrate every moment, even the waiting and the silence, for your good and my glory. Do not rush the process or succumb to the temptation to force outcomes. Instead, rest in the confidence that what I am cultivating in your life is of eternal value, far surpassing anything you could envision. The seeds planted in tears will bloom with radiance and fragrance when the appointed time arrives. Trust in my patient love that never grows weary or distracted. You are my beloved, and I am ever faithful to you. Remember, too, that you belong not only to me, but to a family woven through eternity, a community of souls knitted by the threads of grace and mercy. You are never truly alone, because my spirit connects you with others who share the journey, who lift you when your strength falters, and who celebrate the victories, great and small. I invite you to lean into this spiritual fellowship, to open your heart to receive and give love freely, embracing the intimacy and support intended to nurture your soul. Together, you reflect my glory on this earth as a living testimony of my redeeming power. Now, my child, as this message settles deep within you, may your heart swell with renewed identity, unshakable belonging, and unwavering hope. You are mine, and I am yours, now and forever. Let this truth not be a fleeting whisper, but a steadfast anchor in every storm, a radiant flame that never ceases to burn brightly within. Rise in the strength of your inheritance. Walk boldly in the purpose I prepared for you, and share my love with a world desperate for the light you carry. Know that I rejoice over you with endless delight, and my plan for you is good beyond all measure. Amen. My beloved, if this message has stirred your heart or brought illumination to your spirit, hold it close and let it be a well of encouragement in days to come. Share this truth with others who may need to hear they are loved deeply and unconditionally. Save these words as a reminder of my enduring presence and power at work in your life. I am always near, ready to speak, to heal, and to lead you into the fullness of joy. Walk in peace, my dear child, for you are forever mine.